Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So it's not often that this happens, but today's episode does directly connect to the episode I did yesterday. And that is, the title of today's is It's All Made Up, because yesterday I was talking about doing 10,000 steps and whether I should be measuring the steps or the time walked or the distance that I walked. And I'd got quite interested, so different to how I used to feel about it. Oh, I must do one of them and I must stick to it. But really interested in seeing what happened when I did different things, when I, measured the steps or measured that anyway. It was there's a real space of curiosity. And then afterwards I thought, what about this 10,000 steps thing? Is it actually true? Is it a fact? Where's it come from? And I did a bit of research and I discovered that I think it was before or after the 1964 Olympics, which I believe was held in Tokyo. But do correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the company based in Tokyo invented a step counting machine. And the 10,000 steps was actually a marketing ploy. It was to get people to buy the step counter. So it's literally been made up. And the article that I read had a little bit about, clearly if you're more active, you're going to be more physically healthy. There's no two ways about that. But the whole 10,000 steps thing is just bunkum. It's not. You don't have to do 10,000 steps. You can take that off your list of things to do. Yay. But then I thought, what else do we kind of take as being true and we kind of live our lives by? So I kind of already had a bit of an inkling about 5 a day being a bit made up. And it was marketing. You marketing people, it's you. It was marketing again. And it was one of the cancer societies in America and a conglomerate of fruit and veg producers who came up with it in order to sell more fruit and veg, because they were sponsoring the cancer charity, of course. There's a lot of that. If you ever watch What the Health, definitely interesting what goes on in America in terms of who sponsors the cancer charities and the heart disease charities and stuff. And then I got even more curious. What was the other thing I looked up? Oh, now I can't remember. It'll come back to me expensive. But I looked up other things that we take as being, breakfast being the best meal of the day. That was the other one. That was actually created by cereal companies, Kellogg's included. Bless them. I mean, to me, and this is just my opinion, cereal's probably the worst thing you can eat for your breakfast ever on the planet. So this whole idea of needing to eat breakfast, now I do a lot of fasting, so I kind of do 16-8. I try not to eat for 16 hours from the night before till kind of just after lunchtime, and I do that with ease now. I used to find it quite hard, but I don't find it hard at all now. And the fasting scientists and the people who have actually done science around it say that that's not, and it's just my opinion, but it works well for me anyway. So there's 3 things there that we have taken as being the truth. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it? That's just those 3 things in terms of our physical health and what people say we're supposed to do and what the rules are and blah, blah, blah. Now, the physical health is one thing, but then our mental well-being and how we take care of that, there are as many, if not more, rules now. Now that mental well-being has become more prominent in our, it's become something we talk about more. It seems that there are also many things that you could be doing for your mental well-being. And I used to do a workshop about this. It was called Stress to Success Habits. It was quite popular. I used to do it in businesses, and I also did it as a bit of a keynote as well. And what I pointed to in that talk was, if you do these things that I'm telling you that I've done, and they've worked for me, and if you do them, you're going to have a much nicer life. You're going to be happier, healthier, etc. You're going to have better mental well-being. You're not going to be as stressed, because it was stress to success, of course. And the things were meditation, gratitude, affirmations, exercise, there were reading good stuff, all the things that I'd done pretty religiously for quite a long time. They were the things that I shared with people and advised them to do. Now, I kind of have this comedy. I had this moment once where I had a real insight around what I was possibly doing to the people in those businesses. And I get the sense that I waltzed in with all these are the things to do to be okay. And told people that to be okay, they needed to do all these things. Now, I just imagine now being somebody, some woman, let's say, as an example, who's got 2 small kids at home, a full-time job, a husband who's hardly there, who isn't there at all because he's already left, or, parents that are starting to need a bit of looking after, kids to run to hobbies, a house to keep clean, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying to her, well, you're feeling a bit off. Well, the thing to do is to do all these other things, and giving her a load of things to do. And I speak to a lot of people who feel ridiculously guilty because they're not doing the things that they think they should be doing. I must speak to somebody at least once a week who says, oh, I should be, because I'm the queen of calm, people assume that I'm going to be pointing towards meditation, which I fundamentally don't do ever anymore. I did it for, probably 4 years every day, at least, something like that. And people think that's where I'm going to be pointing. So they start telling me before they've even started that they can't do that they haven't got time and they've tried, or, and there's already a lot of guilt around that because it looks like I'm supposed to be doing, it looks like to people that they're supposed to be doing certain things in order to be okay. But, what if it's like 5 a day and 10,000 steps and eat breakfast? What if it's just made up? I mean, it's all made up, isn't it? Like, the minute we became thinking beings, human beings, we started making things up. we do it all day, every day. But we also look out into society, and there's a lot of things made up that look like they are the truth. It looks like it is a truth that in order to be calmer, that you need to meditate. You don't, actually. I know lots of calm people who don't meditate. I'm one of them. I'm probably 100% calmer, maybe 150% calmer than when I meditate every day. I just am. Just a heck of a lot calmer than I was then. So it's not a rule. It's a thing you could try. And I think that's where I'm playing with the walking thing. I'm playing with, like, the last couple of days I've walked 5 miles, which is about 10,000 steps. But then I was thinking, like, can I sustain nearly 2 hours a day walking? Although I have been recording voice notes and things and recording posts actually while I've been walking, which has been quite cool. Ideas come to me when I'm walking quite a lot. So I'm going to play around with, maybe I walk for an hour and see how far I can get in that hour, or, I'm going to play about with it. Like, if you like the idea of trying meditation, like if it comes from that place, if it comes from, oh, somebody's told me meditation might be a nice thing to do, I'll give it a go, and you've got that lightness around it, then that's really different. It's like, as I'm thinking about this, there's something coming to me about, if it's all made up, then why are we beating ourselves up for not doing it? Well, it's because we don't realise it's all made up, I think. But maybe if we start to realise, like, the entire rule book of life that we seem to experience is made up. It is not the truth. It is not fact. It's some ideas that people have had about things to do. And I know there'll be people out there going to tell me that meditation is science-backed and blah, blah, blah. But it isn't good for your well-being if you're thinking I should be meditating and you're not, and you're beating yourself up about it. That's not going to make you feel good, because your thinking will be terrible. And that's the real crux of this, is that feeling of calm is inside you. It isn't outside in meditation. It isn't outside in a walk, and it isn't outside anywhere else. It's inside you. So imagine if you if you knew that was there all day, every day, you really knew it was there, then maybe you could make up your own way of accessing it. And that would be fun. Like for me, usually it's feet on the floor, take a breath, Claire, and stop. Like even during this talk, I can feel I've got a little bit fast. And all it takes is a breath. And I know that calm is inside me all the time. So how about you make it up yourself and have fun doing it? That might be a nice idea.
Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.